Well, yeah, better to err on letting Mr. Wolfenbarger hear it. Ma'am, forgive me for not knowing your name, but I was advised that you had requested the Zoom link. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I think if you have an email address on a business card, if you can provide it to Ms. Johnson, I've authorized her to give it to you.
Okay, thank you.
The one request I'll have is just, so this big board that faces the jury, it's set to not show anybody that's not participating by video. So that means as long as you keep your video off, you won't appear on that screen, and that's what I care about.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
You got a haircut, Mr. Wolfenbarger? Okay.
We thank you, Your Honor, for your involvement.
Okay. Madam Court Reporter, you ready? Okay. This is going to be day 4 of the trial of Christopher Wolfenbarger, case number 24SC004201. I'll note for the record that Mr. Wolfenbarger is present here in the courtroom along with his counsel, and that the state's counsel is also present. Are there any, I believe we have all of our jurors and we're ready to begin. Do we have any preliminary matters we need to take up before we have the jury in? Mr. McDermott?
Yes, ma'am, I have a few.
Okay.
First, I know we've invoked the rule of sequestration.
Yes, sir.
But since Court TV's here and this is live streamed on the internet, would there be any way to instruct or enforce the possibility that witnesses are watching the testimony anyway and then coming in here to testify?
My understanding is that that would be a violation of the rule of sequestration, that they're not to gather information about the trial by observing it or by talking to witnesses, and that it's the party's obligation to make sure their witnesses know what their obligation is as to the rule of sequestration.
Secondly, we have evidence that there is a deal and production discussion of a Netflix documentary of the Patton family from the beginning all the way up to the sweep of the Wolfenbarger trial, and that potentially the video that's being streamed here will be used in that documentary. And I know that there's at least one potential witness who has signed a contract for money to be in that documentary.
Sounds like fodder for cross-examination.
It is, but am I going to be limited to asking Norma Patton, for example, for whom I don't have evidence of that yet, on cross with an open question? Or can we get some assurance ahead of time, because that would be Brady material, if she has signed a contract or otherwise agreed to be in a documentary for which she stands to gain financially?
Well, certainly it goes to her credibility and would be, as I said, fodder for cross-examination. I'm not sure that it strays into Brady material, but...
It goes to her credibility as Giglio material.
Mr. Fawcett, Ms. Hilton, do you have any knowledge on that issue?
We don't have any knowledge, but we'll inquire, and if we find that out, we will let defense counsel know, but we do not know at this juncture. And if he knows the tentative person, he can tell us, and we can just continue to inquire.
Well, I already told him. I had this discussion with Mr. Fawcett a few days ago. And
okay.
Supposed to find out, so. I just talked with Mr. Fawcett. They're going to play a piece of a police interview we've already talked about that we edited down.
Yes, sir.
And since we cut off the beginning of that video, we cut off where the detective says what the date and time of it was.
Yes.
So we've stipulated for the record that would be, that interview occurred on May 5th, 2021.
Okay. And I don't know what you're anticipating, but I assume that when that is going to be played or demonstrated for the jury, that one or the other of you would simply announce that the parties have agreed that it occurred on X date at X time.
Thank you.
Is that right, Mr. McDermott? That's what you were anticipating?
I just wanted to be on the record that there was a stipulation.
Sure. Mr. Fawcett? Or Ms. Hilton? Are we in agreement that there's a...
Yes, there is a stipulation. Yes,
and what is the date and time?
Of the interview?
Yes.
May 5th, 2021.
Thank you. Anything else?
Your Honor, I was going to ask, Mr. Fawcett need to be let into the Zoom room, and if Ms. Johnson could let him into the Zoom room.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, can you let Mr. Fawcett into the Zoom? Mr. McDermott, did you have any other matters?
There was one related to that interview. I'm wanting to bring in a piece of evidence that is a website article. It's from a national news source, so I believe it would be self-authenticating, and I would inquire with the court, take judicial notice of that.
Mr. Fassett?
I think the problem is the information in there is the reporter making it, but there's no indication, as you never would have, where the source is coming from the information he's attempting to get in. So for that reason, I'd be opposed to it. Yeah, I'm opposed to just printing off random articles from websites and attempting to introduce them into evidence. I don't agree with that. I think that's a problem.
So why don't you email or provide me with a physical copy of the article that you're talking about?
Send it to Ms. German.
Yeah, I think at this point I've directly emailed y'all, so as long as you copy everybody, you can just send it directly to me, because I think I sent y'all the verdict form. And let me take a look at it. Generally speaking, what you're proposing, right, the purpose of it being self-authenticating is if it is what it purports to be, and if it has that indicia of reliability, then really the issue would be I would need to understand a little bit more about the substance that concerns Mr. Fawcett. But that's, I think, a second layer of the analysis that would need to be done as to your effort to introduce it.
Yes.
And so I think I need to see it to be able to tell you, yes, generally speaking, if it's a national news publication that's a reputable source, am I going to accept it that it is what it purports to be? Sure. But if there's some substance that we need to discuss, then I need to see it. So that's going to be my ruling for now, Mr. McDermott.
So tentatively?
Yes.
Okay. Not currently, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Fawcett or Ms. Hilton, anything from the state?
Nothing from the state.
Okay. Are we ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. McDermott, are we ready for the jury?
I'm ready. Thank you.
Okay. Can we have the jury, please? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Thank you. I see that you've all gotten here and found your way to where you needed to be, so I appreciate that very much. And we're going to go ahead and get started. State may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Ronald Brock to the stand.
Okay. Come on up, sir. And when you get to the witness stand, sir, before you have a seat, if you'll turn and face the deputy and raise your right hand, he'll swear you in.
You swear to affirm to the testimony that you're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I do. You might want to see.
And just be careful about that ledge with that chair on wheels, sir. And then scoot yourself up to the microphone, and if you will state and spell your name for the record, please.
Ronald Brock,
Ronaldbrock.
And good morning, Mr. Brock. How are you?
I'm fine.
And do you live in Georgia?
Ma'am?
Do you live in Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you married?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your wife's name?
Cynthia,
And how long have you been married?
46 years.
And are you currently working?
No, ma'am.
Are you retired?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you retire?
When I hit 65.
You retired at 65?
I did.
Oh, okay. When you retired in 1965.
Oh, no. I retired at 65. Like
Oh, you
years
retired
old.
at the age of at the age of 65. Okay. What year was that when you retired?
3 years ago, what would it be, 2022?
Okay. And what did you retire from?
Action Glass.
And what is Action Glass?
We do commercial, high-rise building replacements, mirrors, storefronts.
And you said we do. Tell me about that. Is that your family's business?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long has that company been in your family?
My dad started it in 1978.
And did you at any point in time serve as the owner of the company?
I become the owner, well, it was me and my younger brother took it over in 97.
And did your wife Cynthia ever work with you at Action Glass?
She was the secretary, yes, ma'am.
And what were some of your job duties and responsibilities as the owner of Action Glass?
Well, I did the estimating. If they needed an extra hand on the job, I did it. I'd go out and look at the jobs, run a lot of glass through the grinder.
And your wife as secretary, what were some of her job duties and responsibilities?
She answered the phone, did all payroll.
While you were the owner at Action Glass, about how many employees did you have?
On average, 9 to 10.
And tell the jury, where's Action Glass located?
It's 890 Avon Avenue. It's right off of Sylvan Road.
And I'm going to show you what's already been admitted as State's Exhibit number 2. And while that's coming up, Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 62 and 63. Tell me if you recognize State's Exhibit 62 and 63.
That's it.
Okay, and you said that's it. How do you recognize State's Exhibit 62 and 63?
Oh, that's my building, and that's the Action Glass on it.
Is that I'm sorry.
And I still own the building.
And is this a fair and accurate depiction of the company that your family owned, Action Glass?
It's just been repainted, and that's the only difference.
It's been repainted in this picture?
This is, yes, ma'am, this has been painted last year, I believe, is when she done it.
Okay. So is this the current color?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your Honor, this time State would like to admit State's Exhibit 62 and 63 into evidence.
Mr. McDermott?
No objection.
62 and 63 are admitted.
Now, looking at State's Exhibit number 2, which is on the screen, and if you can look this way, I'm sorry.
And
Permission for him to step in?
yes, absolutely. I was going to say if the witness needs to step down to.
Be careful, Mr.
He
Brock,
can.
step down very briefly. Just point to the jurors, where is Action Glass?
Which building here?
And is that indicated by the words Action Glass on this map?
Yes, ma'am.
And now comes from 62. And while I'm waiting for that, I'll that the employees would do at Action Glass.
Well, we fabricate metal. When I say grind glass, we polish the edges on it on mirrors and glass like tabletops, and we fabricate storefront metal at the shop.
Now, in order to do some of the work that you just described, what type of tools did you use at the company?
We have table saws, skill saws, sawzalls, drills, hammer drills, Dremel tools.
And you said a sawzall. What's a sawzall?
It's another name's a reciprocating saw.
And at Action Glass, describe to the jury, what was the company culture? Would you allow employees to borrow some equipment and tools at times?
Yes, ma'am.
And when employees wanted to borrow tools, would they have to give you a reason why they wanted to borrow a tool?
No, ma'am.
On average, if an employee wanted to borrow a tool, how long would you allow them to borrow the tool?
If it was during the week, I'd want it back the next day, just, you know, 'cause we make our living with our tools. And then if it's a Friday, they could just bring it back on a Monday.
And we just talked about a reciprocating saw. Y'all have permission to approach again?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 66. Do you recognize State's Exhibit 66?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you recognize State's Exhibit 66?
It's a sawzall.
Okay, and is that what you were calling a reciprocating saw?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that the type of reciprocating saw that you had at your company?
I had Milwaukee's and I probably had some DeWalt's too.
Okay. So DeWalt is a type or
That's
brand?
just a type, yes, ma'am.
But does this look similar to these?
Yes, ma'am.
Regardless of what the brand is?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Hold, Your Honor. And does this fairly represent the type of saw that would be at Action Glass?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender 66 for demonstrative purposes.
Mr. McDermott,
No objection.
Exhibit 66 is admitted.
Thank you. Permission to publish.
Permission granted.
And is this the same type of saw that you had back in 1996 and 97 and 98? That's an example of a reciprocating saw.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, during your time as owner at Action Glass, did you ever have an employee by the name of Christopher Wolfenbarger?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when did he work for the company?
October of 97 to February of 98. I believe it was.
Are you sure?
Is it 97, 98, 99? One of the two. It's right in there.
Did you provide,
to my knowledge.
no problem, did you provide to me this morning a copy of his separation notice?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And when looking at a copy of that, help refresh your memory as to when he worked at the facility.
I didn't even look at it, so I should have.
All right. Your permission to approach.
Granted. You don't have to ask every time for the same witness.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's marked in State's Exhibit 67. Don't read it to me. I mean, read it to yourself.
Okay.
Don't say it out loud. Does it help refresh your memory as to when he worked there?
Yes, ma'am.
When did he work at Action Glass?
October 98 to February 99.
And do you recall what were some of his job duties and responsibilities while working at Action Glass?
Well, we grind glass, sweep up the shop. That was part of it. We clean our own trucks, fabricate metal, make deliveries, and go pick up stuff that needed, like from C.R. Lawrence or the paint place that we get our paint from.
And would he, as well as other employees, have to use some of these tools in order to do some of the jobs you just described?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, while working at Action Glass, do you recall Mr. Wolfenbarger asking to borrow any tools?
To the best of my knowledge, he did.
Okay. What type of tool do you remember him asking to borrow?
I'm not sure on the
in 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
Or excuse me, in 2024.
I'm not sure of the date.
Okay. Do you remember him coming to your home?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall him speaking to you and your wife?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall him asking about whether or not he ever, I think at the time, he thought stole the saw? Do you remember him asking you about that?
He asked about if something was stolen, and that I told him I didn't know. I couldn't recall.
In that meeting with Mr. Shepard, were you and your wife together in that meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you remember your wife giving a response about the saw?
I don't remember what her response was.
Do you remember her giving a response about the saw?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you remember agreeing with her response about that saw?
I don't remember that.
Do you recall myself and Mr. Vincent and Mr. Wilson coming to your home?
Yes, ma'am.
Last week? And did we play that for you? Play that statement for you?
You did.
Okay. You're right. This time the statement, like the tender, states Exhibit 31, which is the audio of that, from 6:30 to 7:02.
Mr. McDermott?
I've not had a chance to hear this segment, Your Honor, that's being tendered.
Yeah, I believe the defense counsel has the entirety of the statement. So at some point, I don't know if he listened to it, but I believe he has the statement.
It's about a 30-second clip, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. It was produced, so I'm going to allow the state to go ahead, subject to your objection. You said that was Exhibit 31?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And we're just going to publish 6 minutes and 30 seconds to 7:02.
Suspect Chris of any kind of.
I'm sorry, I'm very hard to hear.
It's okay. Did you ever suspect Chris of stealing a saw?
He asked to borrow it, from what I remember,
But we never got it back.
but we never got it back.
Gotcha. And that was like a, what type of saw was that?
It's like we either had Milwaukee Sawzalls or DeWalt or something like that.
It's
Just
a long handle thing and then a blade.
Gotcha.
We
Okay.
had electric one day and had to come get battery, so.
So after he was terminated, he never brought the saw back.
Thank you. Is that your voice?
Well, every time I hear my voice, but that's it, I guess.
Okay, I understand. I get it. But listening to that, do you hear when your wife tells the officer he borrowed the saw and then you describe the type of saw that it was?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And to your knowledge, did he ever return that saw?
I don't recall if he did or not.
Okay. Now, did Mr. Wolfenbarger ever leave employment at your company? Did he ever leave employment? Did he stop working at your company?
Yes, ma'am.
When did he stop working there?
I don't remember the date. I didn't look at it. It's February of '99.
And Why did he stop working there?
I let him go that day. He'd wrecked my van and then wasn't where he was supposed to be making a delivery and couldn't give me an answer to what actually happened, and so I just let him go.
And is it fair to say that after letting go, he never returned with that saw that he borrowed?
Not to my knowledge.
Court's indulgence for a moment.
Sure.
Do you recall him telling you why he needed the saw?
No, ma'am.
Okay. No further questions.
Thank you. Mr. McDermott?
Mr. Brock, when you were working at Action Glass still, before you retired at age 65, who opened and closed the business?
Normally I did.
You did. And do you remember telling the detectives you were the only one that had a key?
When my brother and I had it, my brother had a key and I had a key
So only you two had a key?
at the time. And well, my wife would have had one, but she's always with me when I'm there.
So once that shop was closed in the evenings, no employees could have had access to it?
Not once it's closed.
Can I see that termination?
Lift it up here.
Here you go.
You just told the jury, or at least based on your recollection, that Chris was terminated because of an accident he had in one of your cars, or one of your vans. Is that correct?
Well, he said somebody hit him, but he couldn't give me a tag number or anything, so.
Isn't it true that that accident happened in December of the year before?
That accident where my van was wrecked?
Yes.
No, sir.
Just a minute, Your Honor. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, when defense counsel's finished, just so I can know what he's using to refresh his memory or what he's looking at.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'll show you to refresh your memory.
I understand.
Does that document help refresh your memory that that accident actually occurred in December?
It tells me that it was wrecked in December, but it could, to me, the day I let him go, it was wrecked again, but it wasn't where I turned it into a police report.
I see. And I'm going to show you the same document they just showed you as far as the separation notice. And do you see this?
Mm-hmm.
And you see that?
I do.
Okay. Does that refresh your memory as to the reason you gave for terminating Mr. Wolfenbarger?
I always put lack of work just because when they go to draw unemployment, it's just hassle-free, and I don't have to put up with a bunch of baloney.
So you did put lack of work on that document then?
I did.
Okay. audio clip in which Detective Shepard asked you and your wife whether Christopher had stolen a saw from you. And you testified here that you don't recall whether he stole it or not, whether it was brought back.
I don't remember.
And that's your testimony here today.
To the best of my ability, I do not recall it.
All right. Let's talk about the Sawzall for just a minute. You remember this photograph that it showed you?
Yes, sir.
You need to get closer. I don't know how good your eyes are.
I can see it.
Is that a corded saw or a cordless saw?
That's cordless, but we would have had cord saws at the time, but they all look just alike.
They look similar, but in the 90s, that would have been a corded saw.
It would have been a corded saw.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And is this the type of saw you would have used frequently on a job site?
We do.
Back in those days, would you have used them frequently?
Yes, sir.
Would it be the kind of saw that you could buy just about anywhere? Any hardware store?
Home Depot and Lowe's all carries them.
Would you even be able perhaps to get one at Walmart?
I haven't seen one at Walmart.
Okay. Would it be a tool that you would find in nearly any construction site that you visited?
Some of them may have had it.
Just in general, you've been on a lot of construction sites in your life, haven't you?
Well, I have.
How many would you guess? Hundreds, thousands?
But when we're on the site, we're
No,
doing glass work.
I need you to answer my question.
Yes, sir.
How many construction sites have you been on in your life? Just rough estimate.
Several hundred.
Several hundred. And are there other contractors there?
Yes, sir.
And many types of contractors use those types of saws, don't they?
I'm sure they do.
And that is the type of saw you could find on virtually any construction site, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We were just displaying a photograph of the front of your business. Is that, again, that's a fair and accurate representation of the front of Action Glass?
It is now.
It is now. And you said the only difference is it's been painted?
It's been painted.
Is the sign at the top there, was that there always?
We had a sign, yes, sir.
Did it say the same things that this one does?
It had Action Glass and stuff. That's a newer type sign, but the other one had Action Glass on it.
Action Glass, and did it say 890 Avon Avenue?
I don't remember that. I think one guy put the wrong number on one of them one time.
Okay, but it did have the address on it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else for this witness, Ms. Dillon?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. You are
Thank you, ma'am.
excused. State may call its next witness.
Your Honor, state called Cynthia Brock.
And when you get to the witness stand, if you'll turn and face the deputy and raise your right hand, he'll swear you in, okay?
Raise your hand, please.
Yeah, there you go.
You swear to affirm to the testimony that you're about to hear the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, sir. Yeah. I do. Mercy.
Just be careful about those wheels on that chair because there's a ledge there. So get situated. If you'll scoot up to the microphone, and if you'll start by stating and spelling your name for me for my record.
Cynthia Brock, Cynthia Cynthia, Brock Brock.
And how are you this morning?
I'm good.
Do you live in Georgia?
I do.
And are you married?
I am.
What's your husband's name?
Ronald Brock.
And are you currently working?
No, ma'am.
How long have you not been working?
15 years.
Are you retired?
Yes.
from what industry?
Excuse me.
From what industry?
Glass.
And did you work at Action Glass Company?
I did.
What did you do for Action Glass Company?
I was office manager, secretary, whatever.
You said whatever. It's like whatever they asked you to do, you did.
Whatever I did.
As your role as office manager and secretary, at least in that defined role, what were some of your job duties and responsibilities?
Basically, accounts payables, receivables, and payroll.
And at Action Glass, was your husband the owner?
Yes,
Would you allow employees to borrow items?
all the time.
And would that be some of the tools that were utilized at the company?
Yes, ma'am.
During your time working as the office manager, do you recall an employee by the name of Christopher Wolfenbarger?
Yes.
And let me ask you, would you recognize him today if you saw him? Is that a no?
No, ma'am.
Do you remember when he worked for the company?
It's been a long time, probably over 20 years.
When he worked for the company, do you remember how long he worked for the company?
It was a short time, maybe 4 or 5 months.
Now, while he was working at the company, do you recall him ever borrowing any equipment?
I was told that he was going to be borrowing a piece of equipment.
Dr. Hearsay.
Okay.
Sustained.
Do you recall having an interview with a detective back in 2024?
I do.
Okay. And do you remember that detective coming to your home in 2024?
I do.
Okay. And was your husband present with you during that interview?
He was.
Right. And do you recall the detective speaking to you about whether or not Mr. Wolfenbarger stole a saw during that time?
I do.
Okay. And do you recall responding to him about that saw?
Kind of.
Okay. And did you meet with me last week?
I did.
And did you meet with members of my team last week?
Yes.
And did you have an opportunity to listen to and hear that statement?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your Honor, this time the state would like to publish again State's Exhibit 31, Section 630 to 702.
Mr. McDermott,
No objection.
go ahead.
Paul, you have to share your screen, share your sound.
Oh, yeah, I'm muted.
Stop sharing.
Nope. Keep the Zoom muted.
So,
He asked to borrow it, from what I remember,
But we never got it back.
but we never got it back.
gotcha. And that was like a, what type of saw was that?
It's like we either had Milwaukee sawzalls or the wall or something like that.
It's a long handle thing and then a blade.
Gotcha.
We
Okay.
have electric cord there, we had to get battery, so.
So after he was terminated, he never brought the saw back.
Well, we
Pause
haven't
at
seen it
702.
again.
Now, in that brief portion that you heard, is that your voice?
Yes.
Okay. And in that brief portion, did you say someone told you, or did you just tell them that you remember him taking the saw or borrowing the saw?
I guess I said that he took the saw.
Or he borrowed
Yeah,
the saw?
he borrowed it.
Okay. Now, do you ever recall him telling you why he needed to borrow the saw?
No.
Okay. Do you recall in that same interview talking to Detective Shepard about why he told you he needed to borrow the saw?
I don't remember that.
Will listening to it help refresh your memory?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Do you remember listening to that portion last week when we met?
No.
Okay. If that is on that statement, would that be an accurate memory that you have if you told Detective Shepard why he borrowed the saw?
I guess. I mean, I don't remember much about that time.
Okay. Do you remember giving the statement to Detective Shepard?
I do remember giving a statement.
But you don't recollect what you told Detective Shepard?
No, ma'am.
When is the last time you may have saw Mr. Wolfenbarger?
Maybe the day that he was let go.
Course indulgence for one moment.
Sure.
Further questions, Your Honor?
Thank you. Mr. McDermott? Sure.
This has previously been admitted into evidence. And do you recognize that
That's where I
in
worked.
front of your job? And was it significantly the same in 1999?
Different color, but pretty much the same.
And I noticed that you have an iron fence up in front of the business.
Yes, sir.
And does that close at night and lock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would you consider the area that your business is located in a safe area?
No,
Would it be the kind of place you would want to go walking at night by yourself?
and absolutely not.
Do you remember me calling your husband a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and talking on the phone?
He told me that someone had called.
And-
I wasn't present at that time.
At the very end of that phone call, he was in the room with you. And I asked him, do you remember me asking him, did Christopher bring that saw back?
I don't remember that.
And just one more.
I'm hard of hearing, so I may not have.
Well, do you remember answering him, oh yeah, he brought that saw back?
No, I don't.
Don't remember that? Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything else, Ms. Hilton?
Nothing for the state.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
You may step down. You are excused. Ms. Hilton, state may call its next witness.
Your Honor, state calls Mr. Dorothy Coley.
As you come up to the witness stand, when you get here, if you will, before you have a seat, turn around and face the deputy and raise your right hand. He'll swear you in.
You swear to affirm to the testimony that you're about to give is true, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so that you got.
Okay. And ma'am, once you have a seat, just be careful about the rolly chair next to the ledge there. And then if you'll scoot up to the microphone and then state and spell your name for the record, okay?
My name is Dorothy Jean Coley. Dorothy is Dorothy. Jean, Jean. Cooley, Cooley.
And good morning, Miss Cooley. How are you?
Fine.
Have you ever gone by the name of Dorothy Jones?
No, I haven't.
Do you recall ever telling the police your name is Dorothy Jones?
I don't require it. No.
I can't
No,
hear her.
ma'am.
I can't hear her.
Yeah, you'll just make sure and speak into the microphone, okay? Thank you.
Are you working?
Yes.
What type of work do you do?
I'm a cook.
And how long have you been a cook?
13 years.
And do you have children?
I have 3 kids.
Are you from Atlanta?
I'm originally from Alabama.
How long have you lived in Atlanta?
40 years.
Where in Atlanta did you grow up? Or
On Brookline.
and what part of the city is Brookline?
The West End.
And do you recall what was your address on Brookline?
825 Brookline Street.
How long did you live at 825 Brookline?
Ooh, at least about 25 years.
Who did you live on Brookline with?
My mom and my stepfather.
Can you describe for the jury the community on Brookline? Who lived there? What type of people?
Good people. A good neighborhood.
Was it a mixed ethnic community?
It was more African American than it was anybody.
And was it a friendly neighborhood?
Yes, ma'am.
While living on Brookline, did you ever meet someone named Chris?
Yes, I did.
How did you meet him?
We were just hanging out, playing and stuff, you know, like little kids do. Kids.
Were you older or younger than Chris?
I was older.
If you can think about how much older are you than Chris?
I don't know, ma'am.
Is it 5 years, 10 years? Can you give me that?
10 or 15 years, something like that, I guess. He's around my brother and them age.
You keep looking somewhere. Do you recognize anyone?
Yes.
Okay. Who do you
Yes.
recognize?
Chris.
All right. And this is the same Chris that we've been talking about.
Yes.
And where is he in the courtroom? Who do you recognize as Chris?
Chris, sir.
Who are you pointing at?
The sir with the suit, the blue suit, ma'am.
Okay. And the blue tie?
Yes.
You're right. Let the record reflect that she's identified Mr. Wolfenbarger.
The record will so reflect.
Now, you said he was around your brother's age.
Yes.
Okay. I know I'm not supposed to ask a woman her age, but approximately how old are you?
Middle 40s.
Okay. And then how old is your brother?
My brother's in his middle 40s. I'm 58.
You're 58. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you said that you kind of would hang out with him. Is that on Brookline?
Yes, we just hung out in the streets playing ball.
So you're not that he lived with anyone?
His wife.
Now, when you first met Chris, about how old was he?
I can't correct. I don't know what kind of age, but he was like, ooh, it was in the 90s when I first met Chris.
When you first met Chris, did he have a wife?
I don't know if he was married or not when I first met him.
family, to your knowledge, on Brookline?
I don't know if it was his family, but he used to be over there at Rick's house next door to us, named Rick.
Now, was he living at Rick's house, or would he visit Rick's house?
He just be at Rick's house.
When you say just be, is that visit?
Yes.
And when you said that he had lived across the street, is that different from Rick's house, or is that the same house?
That's different from Rick's house.
From your house at 825, was Rick's house next door to you?
Yes, ma'am. Next door.
And then you said at some point in time, he lived across the street from you?
Yes.
Do you remember the address across the street from you?
Like 826 or 827, 827 or 829 across the street.
It was across the
Yes.
street.
All even numbers on one side and all numbers on the opposite side.
Okay, so you were at 825, so he's across the street, so it'll be 826.
26 or 828, something like that.
Okay.
830. It was one of those.
And when he lived across the street, was that when he was living with his wife?
That's when I met his wife over there, yeah.
When he was living with his wife, would Chris still spend time hanging out with you?
We would just hang out in the street. Yes, ma'am, we would.
Would his wife hang out with you all?
No.
And when you say you would hang out, would that be at your house or somewhere else, or where would you hang out?
In the street or on our porch, or their porch.
And when you say their porch, are you talking about Rick's porch, or are you talking about across the street?
His porch, Rick's porch, and our porch. We just hang out like that.
Now, you said that you saw his wife. Did Chris ever introduce you to his wife?
No.
Did you ever know her name?
I didn't know her name. No, I did not.
How did you know it was Chris's wife?
He told her that was his wife.
Can you describe what she looked like? Do you remember?
She was a pretty young lady. She was pretty.
Do you remember anything about her characteristics?
I didn't see her much.
If you saw a picture of her, do you think you may recognize her?
Yes.
You recognize system number one?
Yes.
Okay. How do you recognize system number one?
I remember her face. She's pretty.
Okay. Is that the wife that you're referencing?
Yes.
Can I sit there, please? Okay.
And do you remember her from back when you saw her across the street?
Yes.
At any time, did you ever see her with any children?
One.
One time you saw her with children, or you saw her with one child?
One child.
When you saw her with the child, was it a young baby, a newborn, an older child walking? How old did the
It was
child?
walking.
How often did you see her with that child?
To my recollection, I seen her about 3 times with her and the child.
Did Chris ever introduce you or show you the child?
No, he didn't introduce us.
I apologize, ma'am. If you'll just make sure and speak into that microphone.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Can you say your answer again?
No, he didn't introduce us.
Thank you.
Now, when he was living across the street with his wife, did you know of anyone else living at that home?
No, no, ma'am.
When they were living together, would you hear anything going on at their house?
Arguing.
What could you describe what you would hear?
Bad language. Arguing, and you might hear something break or something like that.
Did you ever see anything like physical happening?
No, ma'am.
How often would you hear these arguments or things breaking?
I heard it like 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 times total, 3 or 4 times a week, a day? When you say 3 or 4 times.
I can't pinpoint it 3 or 4 times a week or something like that.
Would you hear anything else besides arguments or glass breaking?
No.
Would you hear any screaming or yelling?
Just arguing and telling folks to stop doing whatever they was doing and stuff like that.
Was that a male voice or a female voice that
It
you
was both voices, both voices.
Do you recall meeting with me a few days ago?
Yes.
Okay. And being with my investigators?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall telling us that you heard her screaming?
Yes.
Okay. So did you hear her screaming?
Yes.
Why didn't you want to say that a few minutes ago?
I don't know.
Did you ever see this one with any injuries?
I seen her like a bruise up under her eye because she had shaves on. That was it.
It was that one time you saw her with the bruise?
Yes.
When you would hear any of the arguing or the yelling, did you ever call police?
No, ma'am.
When you saw that injury and she had those glasses on, did you ever speak to her about her injury?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever speak to Chris about any of the arguing that you heard?
No, ma'am.
And were you friends with Chris at that time?
Yes.
Now, did there ever come a time when you no longer saw the woman at the house?
Yes.
Did you ever talk to Chris about not seeing her at the house anymore?
No, we just asked Chris where his wife was, and he said that she was leaving him.
Is there any point in time where you stopped seeing Chris in the neighborhood?
Yes, later on, yes.
When you say later on, what do you mean?
I stopped seeing him like 6 or 7 months after.
After what?
Oh, in the 90s, so he didn't stay over there long.
Okay. So let's talk about it. You said you first met him in the 90s.
Yes.
Is this early 90s when you first?
When I first met him, it was like 97, 98 or something like that.
When you first met Chris?
Yes.
Okay. So when do you think is the last time you met Chris?
About 99, something like that. When the last time I saw him, something like that.
99 was the last time you saw him?
Yes.
Now, but you said when...
I moved away from after 99. I did.
Okay. And we'll come back to that in a moment. Do you remember, again, when we met, talking about meeting Chris in the late 80s?
90s.
Is that fair to say that that's when you first met?
I was just guessing the years, but yeah, I met him in the 90s. That like 89 through 95 or something like that when I first met him.
Okay. 89, 95 when you first meet him.
Yes.
When you first start seeing the wife, when is that roughly?
Like 90, 97, 98, something like that.
Okay. And then you said you left the neighborhood in 95.
I left the neighborhood and I moved to, what is it? Sylvan Road.
Okay.
Sylvan Road.
Now, you left in 99. When you said you stopped seeing Chris in the neighborhood, is that before you left in 99?
Yes.
Did Chris ever come and say goodbye to you?
No.
Did he ever tell you he was leaving the neighborhood?
No.
Do you recall when, if anything happened the last time you saw Chris?
No, ma'am.
Do you recall some type of cookout with Chris?
We used to cook out on the street. Okay. And in the back. Yes, we used to cook out.
Okay. Do you remember telling me about a particular cookout?
We had a cookout and we went in the backyard.
Whose backyard?
Chris in the backyard.
And in the backyard, was there anything that you were having to cook out on?
Like somebody made a platform, cement.
And was that at Chris's house?
Yes.
And that's the house that he was sharing with his wife?
Yes.
And at this cookout, was the wife there?
I didn't see her.
And to your knowledge, had Chris built this platform in the back?
Yes.
Now, did there ever come a time where you had to clean out Chris's home?
The rent man had us to clean the house out.
And is this the same house that he shared with the wife?
Yes.
What type of things were you cleaning out of the house?
Clothes, furniture, and clothes.
If you can recall, I know it's been probably some time, were these women's clothes, men's clothes?
Men's clothes.
And as far as time frame, is this cleaning of the house before you left off of Brookline in 99?
I used to work for the man cleaning houses.
Okay.
That it was Mr. Holyfield used to own the houses, and like when people move out and stuff, he had was to clean his house. So I don't.
Do you remember if it was did you clean this house when you started living on Sylvan Road, or were you still living on Brookline?
I was living on Sylvan Road then when I cleaned the house.
And this cookout that you're referencing with Chris, is this before or after you would see the woman that we've been talking about, the wife with the baby?
Was it before or after?
Yes.
It was after I had seen his wife.
Do you know anyone named Norma Patton?
No, ma'am.
Do you know anyone named Tina Patton?
No, ma'am.
What about Carl Patton?
No, ma'am.
Court's indulgence for one moment.
Sure. Thank you. Mr. Seaman?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Two.
At what point is there a penalty?
I'm going to put like an electric shock on it for lawyers, so.
Get a stun belt for me. Tell me your name again.
Dorothy Jean Coley.
Cooley.
Cooley.
Cooley?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you ever go by the name Dorothy Roundtree?
I was married to a Roundtree.
You were married to a Roundtree. And at some point, did you go by the name Coley, Colley?
And no.
Okay. And I think you already said you never used the last name Jones. Is that right?
No, I haven't.
Do you remember being interviewed by the police back in 2003 one time?
No, sir, I don't remember. I don't recall.
Okay. Do you remember a Detective Calhoun who came out to 825, 827? That's where you lived, right?
Yes.
Do you remember a detective coming out and talking to you and asking you many of the same questions you were just asked here?
I don't recall them coming out to my house. It's been so long, sir.
Okay.
I don't remember a police questioning me.
Okay. Well, not on that occasion.
Yes.
You know, other times there were police
Yes.
who questioned you,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
We'll talk about that. So the events that you're talking about were essentially, will go back 35 years ago, correct?
Something like that, 25, 30 years, yeah.
Yeah. Because you said that you originally met Chris, my client, about 10 years before you met the wife, correct?
I met Chris was young when I first seen him coming over to the next door.
Okay. And, you know, well, like, how old was he then, do you think? Was he living there then?
No, he wasn't living there then.
Okay. How old do you think he was then?
I don't know, sir. He's about the same. He's around the age of my baby brother is. So, my baby brother, when we first met Chris, they were still in school. He was in school.
Give me a rough estimate. Just
17, 18 or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, so that was what he was 10 years before when you saw him over on Brookline.
What do you mean, sir?
I can just ask questions, and you've got to help me by answering.
I don't know how old he was, sir.
Okay. But if he's the same age as your brother...
I say he's around my brother's age.
Okay. Well, I mean, where was he living when you first met him?
I don't know where he was living when I first met him.
Okay.
When I first met him, I used to just see him over the next door to the man's house. I don't know if he was living up here or not, but that's why I met him on Brookline.
Okay. How often would you see him during this period? I just wrote down 1989 through 95.
How many times did I see him?
Yeah.
I can't count, sir.
What, every day?
Every other day.
Every other day?
Yes.
Okay. Beginning in 1989, say.
89 or 90, something like that when I first met him.
Okay. And then you say at some point he actually moved in to one of the
He moved in across the street from us.
Right. Because you said you're in the odd number houses and he moved into a house in an even number.
I was staying in 825. So he was staying across, so he was even numbers on the other side.
Right. And that's a duplex also, correct?
All of them was duplexes, sir.
Right. So when you're in your house and you're hearing arguing across the street, it's from one of it's from the duplex, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And in the duplex was a man named Troy Keys. You remember that?
The white man stayed across the street from us.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I remember Mr. Troy.
And he lived with Mary Williamson.
I don't know who he lived with.
Well, there was a woman named Mary who lived there for many years, right?
When I met Mr. Troy was there by himself.
Okay.
It was a lady staying with him. I didn't never see her.
Okay. But they were living in the duplex across the street, which was connected to the house, as a duplex connected, had a common wall.
Yes.
With the house that Chris was living in.
Objection, Your Honor, because he put in.
It's the same house that Mr. Troy.
I apologize for interrupting, but there's an objection I have to deal with before you answer, okay? Thank you.
Mischaracterization of the evidence, because he said they, and her response wasn't a they. It was a she doesn't know a they.
Okay.
So
if she understands the question, she can answer it. I'm going to overrule it. Go ahead, Mr. Samuel.
Okay. So there's a duplex across the street from you.
Yes, sir.
Just like your house was a duplex.
Yes, sir.
There were people living on the other side of you also, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And at night, sometimes you'd be in your house and you'd hear arguing from the house across the street, correct?
Be on the front porch.
You'd be on the front porch
yes.
and hear arguing across the street. Mm-hmm. And it's coming from inside of a duplex.
Yes.
Okay. And in the other duplex was Troy and sometimes this woman Mary, correct?
Yes.
And sometimes in the other half, the duplex was where Chris and Melissa lived, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you didn't know Melissa very well, right?
I didn't know her at all. I just met her, just looking at,
okay.
passing by or whatever.
Okay. So you never had a long conversation with her about anything?
No, sir.
You never met two kids. You just saw one kid.
I just seen one kid, sir.
Okay. For how many years did you see them there together?
I seen the lady and the kid 3 times, at least 3 or 4 times, sir.
Okay. How about the lady, you're talking about Melissa, right?
Yes, sir.
Without the kid, how often did you see her?
I didn't never see her without the kid.
Okay. So over the course of the entire time that you saw Melissa, there were 3 times, excuse me, can I start over? Over the course of the time that you were living there, you saw Melissa a grand total of 3 times.
3 to 4 times, sir.
Okay. Over how long a period of time is that? Months, years?
It was like 3 times. If I seen her, when I see her, she was getting in the car to go to the grocery store, wherever they was going. I didn't never see her out mingling with nobody, sir.
Okay. And never had a conversation with her?
No, sir. High and by, that's it.
High and by. Okay.
Yes.
But you talked to Chris?
Chris used to hang out, yes. We used to talk.
Okay. And you knew Chris for however many years, 7, 8, 9, 10, before Melissa moved in to the duplex with him?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know when they got married?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. Do you know a man named Don Perone?
I know a man named Don, but I don't know his last name, sir.
Where did he live?
Brookline.
Okay. By the way, when you described the arguing, you said you would hear screaming back and forth. Is that right?
I would hear them telling people to stop doing whatever they was doing, sir.
Okay.
If they was arguing and fighting or whatever, I would hear them say, stop doing whatever he was doing. To her, just stop doing it.
Okay. He would tell her to stop doing something.
She would tell him to stop doing something.
Okay. And did you hear him screaming at her also?
Arguing. They was arguing back and forth like.
Okay. And this went on for how many years?
I don't know how many years it went on, sir.
That you heard?
That I heard?
Yes.
It wasn't no years. I heard it like 3 or 4 times out of just say 3 or 4 times out of a week or something like that.
3 or 4 times per week you would hear arguing?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. All right. During this period of time, you were convicted of some crimes, weren't you?
Yes, I was, sir.
Okay. In fact, you've been arrested about 11 times, right?
Yes, I have, sir.
You've been arrested for aggravated assault?
Yes, I have, sir.
Been convicted of aggravated assault?
Yes, I have been, sir.
Okay. You were arrested for theft?
I don't know about no theft, sir.
Theft by receiving?
Theft by receiving, yes, I was.
Mm-hmm. You were arrested for burglary?
Not as I recall.
Okay. You were convicted of prostitution?
No, I was not, sir.
You were arrested for prostitution?
I was arrested for prostitution.
And soliciting sodomy, right?
That's what they say, sir.
And those are all proper, but
You were...
I think that's a withdrawn objection.
Well, I'm going to object any further of the arrest questions as improper.
Okay.
You were, during the same period of time, 1998, you were arrested and went to jail for battery, family violence, correct?
Objection, improper questioning. Your
It's
Honor.
not impeachment. I'm trying to show she's not even there because she's getting arrested.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of leeway, Mr. Samuel.
You were arrested for battery, family violence in December of 1998, all right?
But who I was arrested for family violence.
Yeah, you want to see?
Yes, I do.
Right, bro.
Yes.
Battery.
Remember that?
No, sir, I don't. But I remember getting arrested. I don't know. I didn't get arrested about no family.
You got arrested for battery.
I got arrested for battery and wasn't against none of my family.
Okay. The charge is family violence battery. I just showed it to you,
You
right?
just showed it to me, sir.
Okay. And then
You did. Yes.
after that, hindering apprehension of a criminal you were arrested for?
Objection, Your Honor. What year does it still be improper?
2009.
Can y'all come here for just a minute?
You say you never used the name Dorothy Jones?
No, sir, I haven't.
Okay. Most of the events we've been talking about here are for events that occurred, and again, I know we don't know a particular starting date, but late 80s, 89 or 90, up through 99, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And is it fair to say, maybe this is, just kind of rhetorical, that
My objection is rhetorical because...
Take out the rhetorical. I want an answer.
He hasn't phrased it yet, so I can't tell him to rephrase, but go ahead.
Yeah, forget the rhetorical. If you were approached by the police in 2003, would you have been honest with them?
Would I have been honest with them?
Yeah. Would you be honest if a policeman wanted to interview you in 2003?
Yes.
Okay. Would you have told them the truth about your name?
Yes, I would have.
Okay. And if in 2003 you were interviewed by a detective over on, were you living on Brookline in 2003?
No. I had moved from Brookline. My mom and them still stayed on Brookline. I go visit my mom and I'm on Brookline.
Well, maybe I should ask you another question. Do you know anybody by the name Dorothy Jones?
No, I do not.
That's not your mother's name.
My mama's name is Stella Shanks.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So if you were interviewed by the police in 2003, you would have been honest with them?
Yes, I would have.
You would have been honest about your name?
Yes.
And you would have been honest about not ever having talked or seen, let me take that back, not ever having that you didn't know Melissa at all, correct?
No, sir, I didn't.
Okay. And now we are 22 years later, right?
Right.
From this event in 2003 that I'm asking you about. And really we are 25 or 26 years later than any observations you had when you were in Brookline, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to say yes or no.
Yes.
When was the last time you saw the people who lived in the other half of the duplex where Chris and Melissa lived?
It was a long time after I left from over there I seen here.
I'm talking about Trey Keys and the woman Mary who you saw occasionally.
Objection, Your Honor. Miss improper characterization of her testimony.
Well,
She never said she saw Mary.
Well, I'll just remind you that the lawyer's questions aren't evidence, and he can ask the question, and if she understands it, she can answer. So I'm going to overrule your objection. Go ahead, Mr. Samuel.
I'll just withdraw that and be more careful. Did you, in fact, meet the other person who lived there with Troy, or do you know, named Mary Williamson?
I didn't know her name, but I used to see a lady over there, but I didn't know they stayed together, sir.
Okay. How often did you see her over there?
I don't know.
Did they come out to barbecues also?
They used to, I don't know if it was he couldn't hear you or nothing. The man that stayed over there, I think he was couldn't hear. He couldn't hear or nothing. But all I used to do is just pass by him and speak to him and stuff. Okay,
but I'm asking about the woman who was occasionally there with you.
I don't know nothing about her, sir. I don't know.
But you saw her there?
I saw her 1 or 2 times there.
That's all right. Those are my questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Hilton?
Thank you. And I want to ask you about this Troy and this woman that Mr. Samuel talked about. When you would see Chris and his wife, did you ever see Troy, that woman at Troy's house?
No.
So when you're talking about the arguing and the screaming, is that coming from Chris and the wife, as far as what you could tell from where you were sitting at on the
board?
board?
As far as I could tell.
And did you actually, do you know who Melissa is?
Not really, ma'am.
Chris's wife, not met. When you saw Chris's wife, did you know her name?
No, ma'am.
You just recognized that lady in the picture I showed you earlier?
Yes.
And you recognize her to be Chris's wife?
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Samuel?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You may step down. You are excused. So, ladies and gentlemen, my intention was to take a break around 11:30, somewhere between 11:30 and 11:45.